July is Disability Pride Month, a recognition that started with the passing of the Americans with Disabilities Act in July 1990. It started out as a day-long disability pride celebration in the city of Boston, and since then, it has expanded to a month-long event of celebration, outreach, and education that's recognized around the world, including in the city of Toronto. This weekend, we'll be hosting the annual Toronto Disability Pride March, and organizer Spencer West, very familiar with viewers of the show, and Sivert are joining us today. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sivert, I want to start with you. Tell us about the march and how it differs than the Pride March that people might be more familiar with that happens in June.
Well, this march is a focus on the disabled community and disabled individuals and our struggles and our joys and our the things that make us who we are. And in this march and this event is mostly focused in many ways on like the most marginalized people in our community, so like homeless people, people affected by long COVID, and people. And this year we're focusing especially on people for Palestine and Sudan and Congo, and talking about how those political and social issues affect disabled individuals, both in Canada and around the world.
Yeah, we said it in the intro that it's celebration, but also about education as well. Spencer, what will you be marching for tomorrow?
Yeah, on top of what Sivert just said, I think visibility and the idea that we exist and we want the same basic human rights as everyone else, and the most marginalized here in Canada as well, the folks that are, kept in poverty on purpose due to the system that does that.
Sivert, you wear multiple hats. So aside from being one of the organizers of this event, you're also an actor, a producer, a writer, and a comedian. That's a lot of hats. But I'm fascinated about this article that you're currently working on, which is exposing the epidemic of cripface in the field of acting.
Yeah.
First of all, for people who might not be familiar with the term, if you could explain it, and then why you chose the topic.
Yeah, so cripface is when able-bodied people or able-passing people play disabled people. It's a very common practice in theater. It's a very common practice in film. A lot of Oscars are won based off of people doing cripface. And the reason I started writing the article, or started thinking about the article, was I auditioned for a role last year and I was denied it because the producer found out I had a visible disability. And that's something that has happened to a lot of disabled actors that I know. And then that same year, I saw like 5 or 6 productions on stage in cripface, and so it got me thinking like that's kind of messed up, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And that's
they're portraying a visible disability on stage, yet because you have a visible disability, you're denied being on that stage.
Yeah, and it's it feels like that a lot of people in Toronto theater will use our bodies as props to sort of, when they use us when they're needed, when we're needed, but then not actually care about our experiences or our lives or give us opportunities. And as Spencer mentioned, a lot of us are living in poverty. A lot of us are have very little access to income and access to jobs, and so.
I'd like to have you back on once you publish your article.
Yeah.
Spencer, you talked about the education and awareness about what you're marching for. Do you think that more people now understand the rights of the gay community or people with disabilities, other marginalized peoples in this country?
I don't think they're mutually exclusive, right? Because they're intersectional. So I identify as queer and disabled. I think we talk and hear a lot more about the queer community, both in a positive and negative way, and disability is typically left out. But with social media, we're allowed to take control of our narrative, and like Sivert with his article, I think we're starting to explore that. But that's the whole reason for the march, right?
Yeah.
Is to help people understand what the issues are and what we're looking for.
If you guys could both finish the sentence for me. So Disability Pride Month means what to you, Sivert?
Radical calling of attention to our issues and our issues and our joys.
I like that. And Spencer, for you?
I would say education, visibility, and celebration.
All of which is going to be happening this weekend in the march. Thank you both for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
By the way, let's give some information on it. Toronto Disability Pride March is taking place on Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. and you can head to their website for more information, tdpm.org. Thank you both.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.